Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
All right, folks, so this is take two. For some reason, I got through about 15, 20 minutes of making a video and I wasn't even recording. So this is take two. This is going to be Daniel Jones. I might go through these things a little bit quicker because I already went through it off camera, but you guys will get the gist. I'm going to get through the things that were Dable's fault first. And then I'm going to jump into some Daniel Jones plays. I had a ton of plays. I don't want this video to be too long. And like I said, I've already been recording. So we'll see how this works out. But let's start off with something that is 130,000% Brian Dable's fault. Look at the formation. Look at Wan'Dale Robinson. This is a screenplay. If I'm 44, I'm like, this is a screenplay. He's already trying to figure out how he's going to get around it. These guys are coming off trying to block. Daniel Jones he's running a screenplay. So as soon as he catches this ball, he's got to get rid of it. It's a boom, boom. Like you're not even thinking about it. Catches this, throws it. He is not expecting this guy to act like J.J. Watt and snatch this out of the air. Now, Jermaine Illuminor, I would like him to cut this guy. And when I say cut, not slice, not stab. I want him to cut, block him, dive at his legs, or at least engage him so he can't jump up and intercept this. That's one thing that could have happened. But even then, look at Wan'Dale Robinson and look at the defenders. Look how bad this execution is. Theo Johnson in this slot here isn't even looking to block the linebacker on the interior and would have gotten Wan'Dale blown up if this was completed, which is crazy. We have three guys and they're all blocking the same person. We got three guys here. Theo Johnson is not blocking this interior linebacker. Like, this is crazy to me. But anyway, Brian Dable, horrible play call, horrible execution from these blockers here, even though their assignment never mattered. But also, just a horrible play call, horrible play design. To even roll this out and expect NFL grown men to not expect that this is a screenplay, come on, Brian Dable. So I was going to include the design quarterback run plays, but you guys get the gist. I mean, Brian Dable should not have run those quarterback runs. No need to just show you the same play you've already seen. Doesn't look too much different from all 22. Didn't really get a push. Daniel Jones is not a running back, so I'm not going to sit here and critique like, oh, he should have cut back here. It is what it is there. I don't think Dable should have run that, so we're not going to rehash that. But let's take a look at this play here. This is another play that I wouldn't necessarily put on Daniel Jones. Now, this is not going to be a video. Stay tuned. This is not going to be a video just saying, oh, let's defend Daniel Jones all day, because we're about to get to it. And when we get to it, we're going to get to it. So stay tuned for that. But let's get this out of the way. Wan'Dale Robinson running a slant route here. Stops. Daniel Jones is getting hit. Throws it as if Wan'Dale is running a slant. Wan'Dale stops, and it looks like this ball is inaccurate. So something that I thought was Daniel Jones' fault, not necessarily his fault. Kind of a miscommunication here. He was trying to sit here in the zone, had a lot of space, knew also what Malik Neighbors' route was. So good job by Wan'Dale, because he knows what Malik's route is and knows, like, I don't want to run under him. So he decides to sit there, and it's just a miscommunication. So this is where we get into it. This is going to be DJ. He had a difficult time. He throwing it to the biggest guy on the field. I don't know how he did that, but he had a difficult time. So Theo Johnson is your tight end, and you're going to see him, once the play starts, he's at the bottom of your offensive line. You're going to see him run across the field, a big target that says 84 on it, that's wearing bright red. Daniel Jones misses him. Just misses him. Like, doesn't even touch his body. Misses him. I don't know how you're throwing it. Not only does Daniel Jones throw the ball behind people, he throws the ball behind them and on the ground. So it's like almost impossible to catch. Look at Daniel Jones' feet here. When he steps into this throw, look at where his toe is pointing. His toe is pointing upfield. This is where his toe is pointing. Let's see if I can. I don't have all my tools up here for this paint stuff, but his toe is pointing like right here. His toe is pointing this direction. If you were to draw a straight line, that's as good as you're going to get from me. A straight line from his toe points to about right here or somewhere in this area. And he's throwing it out in front right here. He's not throwing it out in front. He's actually throwing it behind, but you get what I'm saying. He's trying to throw it out here. And this ball, of course, is behind because his feet are gone. He never had these issues before, but his feet are just gone at this point. And that's why the ball sails. That's why it's behind. That's why it's not accurate. And he's also getting hit too, but whatever. I mean, this is something that should be caught. I mean, this is something that should be thrown on time. It's 10 yards. It's 10 yards. All right, so this next play, you got Wandale at the top of your screen, and he's going to just be running an out route. And it's just really strange that Daniel throws this as if Wandale is like Calvin Johnson or like a 6'4" beast at wide receiver or George Pickens, you know, funny stuff. And passed on George Pickens for Wandale. Anyway, just funny stuff here that he throws this up to him like this. I mean, Wandale is about 5'8", 5'9", maybe. And you're throwing it up to him like he's some skyscraper, big, tall wide receiver. It's just high and outside and in front. Just not a good throw. Not a good throw. And if the cornerback wanted to, he could have really put it on Wandale Robinson. He could have really put his helmet in his back. And I'm sure he is sore from this hit, but he would have been a lot more sore if the cornerback wanted to. Just not a good throw. You never want your receiver stretched out like that while a defender can hit them. All right, so next up, you got an incomplete pass because Daniel Jones once again throws the ball on the ground. Wandale Robinson in the middle of the field, he's going to get a grounder. I mean, the ball is on the ground. Yes, you're trying to protect the receiver. Yes, Wandale is short, but the ball is literally on the ground. He would have to run back towards this ball as he's coming out of his route, and that's just impossible. He's got to find a way to stop doing this. I just don't understand why he keeps on wanting to throw the ball in the dirt. And here we are. Let's play this game. Let's play this game. You see 26. You're going to see 26 out in the flat. Beautiful stuff here. You'll see 26 out in the flat. He's got to check the ball down. And 26 has to reach down on the ground, falls down. We lose 7 yards. How many times have we seen that, folks? We've seen this so many times with Saquon Barkley where you've got him wide open in the backfield, simple check down. Maybe you get the ball to your playmaker in open space, let him catch the ball while he's still standing up and try to make a play. But no, the ball is on the ground. Again, the ball is on the ground and he's not able to move because he had to literally tie his shoes to catch the football. He literally had to tie his shoes to catch the football, and that's not it. You got your quarterback who's panicking so much. You got your quarterback that's panicking so much that he's jittering around and he's going to the check down well before looking at the fact that his number one wide receiver is wide open. Is wide open. Is wide open. Take a look. Take a look, folks. Take a look at the pocket. This gets passed off. He can step up in this pocket. He can step forward in this pocket. He can step forward in this pocket, folks. He can step forward in the pocket and he can deliver the ball to Malik Neighbors on this crosser. He can very easily do that. Now, if you want to say, what if he steps up and Malik is covered? That wouldn't happen, but let's say that happens, then one of these guys is going to be open, or you run it. Or this running back, down here that you end up, getting laid out, Devin Singletary, he might be able to go upfield. But checking it down here and then throwing it in the dirt and losing 7 yards when you could have thrown it to Malik Neighbors and he might score, people. He might score on this play. He may score on this play. But instead, we're losing 7 yards. And people say that one quarterback doesn't make the team. People say that quarterbacks don't step in and elevate It's just not true, folks. Just not true. So because of what we have at quarterback, we lost 7 yards instead of gaining at least 25. Conservatively, I'll say 25. If I'm a homer with it, I think he scores on this because he's already got a step on this safety. I think he scores on it. All right, so this next play, Daniel Jones, he's going to run this play action here. And maybe he doesn't think that he can make this throw to the running back on the left to Devin Singletary. Or who is that? I think that's Tyrone Tracy. Maybe he doesn't think that he can make this throw to Tyrone Tracy because he just missed it. But the running back is open right there to check the ball down. And guess what? Look at all this space. Look at all this space here. Look at all this space. There's nothing here but space and opportunity. He can throw this to the running back. He decides not to. He's not aware that the running back is there and open. He's not aware of his check down. And he decides, I'm going to give up on the play. I'm going to drop my shoulder, and I'm just going to run forward and take a sack. He's got guys like Mike Francesa and a bunch of people who didn't watch the game saying that the offensive line didn't block for him. Look at this pocket, folks. Look at this pocket, folks. Look at this pocket. He ran into a sack. There's a guy open for a check down, and he decided to run into a sack. Malik is covered. Slayton is covered. But the check down is very much open. Even if he cuts this back to the left, he's just not aware of what's going on around him, and it's just frustrating. So on this next play, you're going to see Theo Johnson again. Theo Johnson should be waiting by Daniel Jones's locker with like a baseball bat because he could have very well had like 70-something yards and a touchdown. I just don't understand. I don't get it. But anyway, Theo Johnson is lined up at tight end at the bottom of the offensive line. And you're going to see Daniel Jones come under pressure. This long loop because everything is long developing. So anyway, you're going to see him get under pressure and scramble out right. And instead of just throwing the ball to the tight end, he's so scared at mistakes he's made in the past, he decides not to throw the ball. And I just don't get it. I don't get why this tight end is running upfield. I don't get why Theo's running upfield. That's not helping anybody. But Daniel Jones should have thrown it to Theo Johnson right here. And maybe he physically can't. And that's another reason maybe we should... if he can't make this throw to a guy that's wide open on the run, I just don't know what to say. But maybe he can't. And if he can't, that's another concern. Because a lot of times I see this guy break open. And something ridiculous is we have quarterbacks these days in this NFL that can make this throw. And we want to defend Daniel Jones. We want to make sure that Daniel Jones is feeling all right. But we have quarterbacks that can throw it here while scrambling right. Like precisely, accurately, they can throw that there. But I'm just asking him to throw it to the guy who was open right here. And he can't do that either. He panics. He doesn't throw the ball. And at least this time he throws it away. So this is another play that's frustrating because he's got an instant blitz off the left side. He knows this guy's coming. And he just doesn't deliver the football. Maybe he doesn't have a sidearm in his arsenal. And maybe this throwing lane is just blocked for him to Malik Neighbors. But, it is what it is. So he pump fakes and is able to get the guy off of him. Good stuff. Good work. Gets face mask. That didn't get called. But whatever. Anyway, runs away. And instead of just throwing the ball to one of the many guys that are open, setting his feet and trying to throw the ball, he just runs into another sack. And now we're going to look at another infuriating thing, for me at least. You're going to see Malik Neighbors in the slot, run a slot fade. He's actually not in the slot. He's at the top of your screen. He's going to kind of run this fade, and he's going to be open. And Daniel Jones is going to pump fake to the open guy. He does this on a routine basis. Pump fake to the open guy. Take less yards. Pump fake to the open guy. Take less yards. Pump fake to the open guy. Take less yards. You guys get the point? He pump fakes to the open guy, to Malik Neighbors. the guy that you paid, I mean, whatever, his rookie contract, you paid a first round pick for, he's open here. You put this on his inside shoulder over this linebacker right now. It's showtime. It's showtime. He's got the ball. He's one-on-one with the safety. You know, we're partying. Maybe you don't even want to put it in stride. Maybe you just throw it up to him. He'll come down with it. But you pump fake to the open guy. And because he's worried about this getting swatted, he should be able to put enough under this to not even have to worry about it being swatted. But pump fakes there and has to take less. And it's just, come on, man. Like, the fact that this guy sees it a lot of times and just doesn't pull the trigger is very concerning. So these Vikings defenders were so ready, like we've seen in years past, to jump on anything underneath, that any pump fake that Daniel Jones did, they were jumping out of the gym. Just take a look here. That would have been an easy way to slow down the pass rush. Pump fake here. He's got all the space and opportunity in the world now. He's not on my screen either, guys, so I can't see him. But throws this to Darius Slayton on the sideline. First down. Does a really good job right here of pump faking, getting out of the pocket, getting the ball to Darius Slayton. So this is crazy work from Darius Slayton here. I don't know how you drop this. Another decent play from Daniel, stepping up in the daylight, making a nice throw on the run. Perfect first down throw, and it gets dropped. So this is Daniel Jones' best throw of the day by far. Malik Neighbors at the top of your screen is going to get this outside release, make it look like a fade, take it back inside, and then high point this football. Beautiful throw. Shows that he has trust in Malik Neighbors. Throws the ball up. Nice throw here from Daniel Jones to Malik Neighbors. He did do a couple of things decent, and this was one of them. All right, so here's the one everybody wants to see. This is him forcing it into triple coverage against Darius Slayton. Not a good idea. Doesn't have that kind of arm. Even if he did, I don't know how he's making this work. It's not Madden. Maybe he's able to make this work if he puts it over the top, but even then he put too much air under it, and it probably will get intercepted. Take a look at it from the end zone view. He's thinking that he can put this ball here, and I just don't get it. He's trying to throw with anticipation. Fine, but he's just not making this throw. It looks like he may make it throw, but I think if he is going to make this has to be more to the left, and he would have to thread the needle right around here. So, I mean, maybe it's not a horrible decision, but to me, it's triple coverage. He would have to place this ball around here instead of over here. And if you're not going to be able to place the ball accurately, I don't know what to say. Let's take a look at his feet. That foot has been, I don't know, he's been kind of dead legging it there. His foot is never pointing to where he's actually wanting to throw it to. I guess it is right here. Yeah. Just misjudged it. Was a tight angle. And I think he also had, if we take this back, I think he also had some other options. Like maybe try to force it into Malik Neighbors if you're going to throw it into triple coverage. Maybe that's something that you do. So there's a couple things to think about. All right, so we'll stop it right here. Obviously, Daniel did not have the best game. This has been sort of the coming out game for him as far as a lot of fans who have been, staunch Daniel Jones supporters have finally turned the corner and are not Daniel Jones supporters to the same level they were before. Of course, a lot of us are still rooting for him to play well because we want to see the Giants win. But at the same time, a lot of fans who were just blindly rooting for Daniel Jones are no longer doing that. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but now most Giants fans think that Daniel Jones isn't a good player. And these were some of the plays I noticed that held us back from being able to do things productively on offense. So you all let me know what you're thinking of Daniel in the comments. I know there's a couple who still are going to find a way to blame the offensive line. If you noticed, he had a lot of time in a lot of these videos. Now, sometimes he was under pressure, but this is the NFL. You're not going to be able to sit back there for 5 seconds every single snap. But I think for the most part, he did have decent protection. And I think his receivers are better this year. So again, you all let me know what you think. If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.